To be an agent of change, I've been trying to share my story. If everyone knew about the truth of people's stories and the truth of their suffering, then the world would be a much more caring and compassionate place, just because we would all be looking out for each other. Struggling with depression, at first you feel almost completely alone, because at least for me, like, I had known people that had cut themselves before or had depression, but like I never understood it. And part of cutting for the first time was trying to understand it. But as you get more into the depths of your own darkness and realizing that there are these bad feelings inside you, you realize that cutting can be a huge form of release. And I mean, that's the terrible part of it, is that it can be so addictive because it's helping you get through these tough times when you don't know how else to get through them.
May we blend our voices to create a sacred song. And may we grow ever more clear about our unique voices and confident that the group needs to hear each of us, carrying our specific piece as an integral part of our whole. In the spirit of that, in deep respect, we dance to bring in all of our friends of spirit to this world, and we open Surfing the Creative 2014. Let's dance.
I think just being able to dance and express yourself that way, just regardless of who's watching or not even caring about like how you look, really helps me just get inside my body. So maybe once so far this week, which is pretty good for me, I had like the urge to cut, or like it crossed my mind, but it didn't, like it wasn't very prominent. And I knew that like if I was having like negative self-talk thoughts just circulating around and around, like I could probably just dance it off and get inside myself that way. And I think the dance has been really important to realize that I can find inner joy and experience that just from within myself. And I don't know if I've ever experienced inner joy before, except maybe at a piano, but maybe that's piano joy, I'm not really sure. It makes me definitely feel more empowered and more independent, and obviously joyous. I think I'm definitely in transition right now, and I don't know if it's going to be some profound transformation, and I don't think it's going to be like I'm going to wake up one day and suddenly be completely different. I think it's just that I'm learning the tools to help get me out of depression, or just be overall more contented with my life. And I wouldn't necessarily call that a transformation as like getting better. And like I won't be cured of depression. I don't really think you can be cured of it. But like I was always waiting for that moment where it's like, now I know what I can do instead of just wallowing or crying or cutting. I'm Selena. I'm a dreamer. I intend to change the world, and my next step is to change myself.
Cool.
Though I think of any years of therapy or medication, rites of passage is what like rose me into like who I felt I actually was, like beyond the sadness that was like permeating everything I did. For a lot of my experience in high school, I didn't believe in recovery and like recovering from like what was called and like pathologized as depression. Or if I did believe in recovery, I perceived it as ordinary contentment. Like that's what I wanted. That's what I yearned for, is like I just want like this weight of sadness all the time to just be lifted. Like it doesn't have to be joy. I just want ordinary contentment. I didn't know if I even really believed in joy. And I think what was so bewildering about rites of passage
journeys and through the dance, going through it twice now, Surfing the Creative, was that I did experience joy and other like bewildering emotions that I didn't really know existed before. And integration is an ongoing process, of course. So I think after the first Surfing the Creative, it was like I had this taste and this vision of what was possible, but I was still, you know, like tripping along the way and having to be really patient with myself and forgiving of myself at the moments that I wasn't as embodied as I knew that I could be. And what was really helpful about the second time was that I was able to embody that more and really step in and like explode there. That's what the second experience felt like, was like, like here I am. Like,
you are genius and whole. A healing artist who breaks the sky and unravels the knots in people's heartstrings. You are stardust, hummingbird, soaring and singing and flitting and fluttering, and yes, flying too. Tireless joy. You are infinite, and you are love.
my relationship to art and being an artist, I think, is also wrapped up in being a healer too, because I think a lot of the intentions for most of the art I create is for it to be healing in some way,